Hello, everybody. Today, we'll be talking about how some of these features could ruin or potentially ruin Death Ball Rink. So, without the further ado, let's continue the video. Teams. Now, you might be asking, what's wrong with teams? Well, there's nothing really wrong with teams, in my opinion. It's not really equal, but apart from that, it's really good. But there is one exception: invites. Now, you might be asking, why is this a problem? When you really think about it, people could bribe other players that are good so they could easily get to champion. Which, when thinking about that, that could ruin rank entirely and might possibly ruin the rarity of the swords. Anyways, let's continue on the next topic. The removal of free-for-all. You might be asking, why did they remove free-for-all? Well, the short answer is we don't really know. Apart from one message, which I couldn't really figure out if this was intentional or not. But the main issue is that teams could be very unreliable, to be honest. And most people prefer, free-for-all instead of teams, because teams are kind of useless. They're kind of most likely a liability and they don't really follow your instructions. And that's why people like to play free-for-all instead of teams. And to be honest, I'm kind of one of those people. I like free-for-all better than teams. I'm terrible with teams, and teams are terrible with me. I know, it's shameful. But anyways, without the further ado, let's go on with the next topic. Non-creative swords. You might be asking, what do you mean by non-creative swords? Well, what I mean is, I'm going to show you the first season of the swords, which is going to be up there, and then the second season. Yeah, it's that bad. Even though they did somewhat improve on the third season, with more creative swords and not copying and pasting the models. Only for Diamond though. The rest, sure, it was probably from like an anime or the developers themselves, but apart from that, they don't really look any cool, and their effects are kind of mid too. Now, this is going to be the final one, and you might be asking, well, it's been like 4 minutes. I know, but this one has been bothering me so much because it has true in its name, even though it's not true. Anyways, without the further ado, let's continue on the next topic. True Elo. You might be asking, well, why do I have a budge against True Elo? Because it's only more like beginner friendly, not really about skill. And I'll show you what I mean. And ignore me for playing horrendously lately. You could clown my ass right now, but and here are some of my callouts, because number one, you could easily notice when I win, I usually get 20 points, but when I lose 15 points. Now, during making this video, I'm not too sure if the points change, so like you lose more than gain winning Elo, or is it just permanent? I really don't know. As time as I could tell, well, maybe that could happen, but I don't really know. But apart from that, you could clearly notice it's basically beginner friendly instead of competitor friendly. And when you also think about it, competitors could really easily get to the top 500. In fact, I think the non-skilled people will probably get to gold in a matter of time. And I do kind of wish it was more harder, to be honest. Because in the first season, it was actually pretty difficult to even touch gold. But season 2 significantly decreased that difficulty to like somewhat easy. And then season 3 also did that. And now season 4 is really easy. Just don't talk about the little, path I sent to. And I think that's about it. I mean, I really couldn't really come up with any other ideas because, well, I'm not really a thinker, to be honest. But let me know down in the comments if you agree or disagree with any of these, well, complaints. And let me know if you have any other complaints. I'll gladly listen to them. But I think that's all about the video. Outro, please.